I want to talk to Whiskey Mac about gurus, if that's all right. Hope you don't mind. You're probably more used to people talking about meditation teachers. As I said in the post previously, I've no wish to influence you. Whether you listen or not to this is entirely your affair. Whether you understand it, of course, is also up to you. I'll try and make it as clear as possible. Probably ought to be clear first. What is a guru? Right? What do we mean by guru? We'll come to meditation teachers in a moment. Probably the word guru, or the idea of the guru, it comes from India, where they claim to have some kind of knowledge or experience, gather around them a few followers or many followers. You know what I'm talking about, all that stuff. The word guru means, in I think Sanskrit, is it? Means, I think, the remover of ignorance or darkness. I think it's gu and ru, the remover of ignorance or darkness. It's interesting to note, it doesn't mean the bringer of light. It means the remover of darkness or ignorance. Now, that in turn begs the question whether somebody else, doesn't matter who they are, can remove one's ignorance. Right? We're just looking at the word guru at the moment. Can somebody else, no matter how enlightened, if you want to call it that, and we'll come to that in a moment too, can somebody else remove my ignorance, my confusion, my non-perception, my greed, anger, jealousy, etc., etc. Doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter how clever they are, doesn't matter what psychic powers they've got, and so on. Can somebody else take away my ignorance? They can explain things, and maybe if I listen, I might get something. But the trouble with that is then you depend on the guru, right? You have to sit there at their feet, or follow them around, be with them constantly, and which is part of their tradition, that you should always be with them. And hopefully something might happen. Now, I would say, you don't have to agree with it, that nobody can remove somebody else's confusion, ignorance, darkness, karma, what you will. You may agree or not agree, I don't know, it's up to you. But I would say that they cannot. You know, this is a terribly, terribly serious thing, all this stuff. It's not just about gurus or no gurus. and all that, all teachers and no teachers and all that stuff. It's about life and living. That's what it's really all about. It's not a question of giving up your life and going to India or Tibet or where, New York, Paris, London, or somewhere in the country, to sit at somebody's feet like they've done. But we have made it into that. I'm probably not explaining it well, but I will, don't worry. It's about living. It's about what happens when you're out there on your own, trying to hold down a relationship, job, money, surrounded by all the dreadful social influences in an insane world. And believe me, there's no sanity in the world. It's nuts. Everybody fighting one another. Greed, ignorance, and all the violence and all the rest of it. Politics. Right? Right from the beginning. From school, parents, school, college, university, whatever you like, in the world of work. One has to be deeply self-reliant. You can't spend your life at the feet of a guru who cannot remove your ignorance, right? I mean, most of them, especially in India, repeat what they know, and just bear with me. This is not my prejudice. I'm not prejudiced against gurus or meditation classes or meditation teachers and all the rest of it. It's not prejudice. But they tell you what they know. And what they know is they've learned somewhere else. And they tell you. They repeat their knowledge, their technique, their methods, which implies all kinds of things, that you must accept their authority, which you call trusting them. Oh, all right, they have integrity. They may be deeply honest, sincere people, but they're repeating what they know, and they cannot remove your ignorance. So you follow what they know. That is the method of sitting, meditating, and all that stuff. So it adds a dimension to your life. And as I said, I know of people who have been on who meditated, been on Vipassana retreats, you know, Vipassana retreats and all the rest of it. And they enjoy it because it's quiet, it's silent. You know, Vipassana, they don't talk to each other, which is good. I haven't done it, but which is good, because it internalizes you. You're not chattering all day like most people do. Conserves your energy. So, but then you have to come back into the world, and there are the problems. There your problems are. How to live in this dreadful world, the problems of society which impact upon you, whether your mind is clear. It may be clear in the retreat, because there's no they're not trying to persuade you to anything. And so on. But does it remove your ignorance? Or you yourself have to learn, which is what we were saying earlier too, life comes from life. Learning about oneself, learning about one's living, learning about relationships, learning about, how your mind works, learning about yourself. Learning, not following someone's knowledge. Right, so the idea of the guru, doesn't it breed a form of dependence? Obviously. If you tell yourself that man is going to, or man is going to help me be spiritual, or help me understand myself, clear up my own problems, my darkness, ignorance, what you will, take away the self, right? They can't. Please be quite clear. They cannot. Also, one may ask whether, this is Brighton, we get a lot of that. You can either hear the police cars or whatever they are. Here we go. This is the society we live in. Where was I? I've forgotten. I saw a man today. I was coming back from the shop, and I looked up, and there was a flat roof, and there was a man sitting there. I say a young man, 20s, 30s, something like that, and he had on a pair of big boots and a pair of khaki shorts, nothing else, bare top. And he was sitting there cross-legged, and he had his hands upturned on his knees, not a proper lotus or anything, but he had his hands on his knees and his chin tucked in, this rather beefy, sort of muscular fellow, and he was doing what he probably thought was meditation. I don't think it was yoga. To him, in his mind, he was meditating. Right out there in the open. Is that meditation? Or exhibitionism? Or a private little retreat of his own? Anyway, so meditation teaches. I haven't been, but I've read the sites and I hear what you say. Probably listening to these people and what they say, may, I say this with caution, may, probably does, awaken you somewhat to what goes on inside you internally.